I'm happy to ask Steve Capobres from Catholic Community Services of Phoenix to come to the podium.
Hi, everyone. I want you to imagine with me a worst-case scenario. What if the government was broke? That's not hard to imagine. And they cut all the support for your programs. What if your corporate donors came to you and said, you know, we really cannot support your faith-based mission anymore? What if your major donors came to you and said, you know, we're going to move our support elsewhere? What if? Well, that's exactly what our board of directors was thinking 10 years ago during the Great Recession on what if. And so we started thinking, why is it that nonprofits can't make a profit? You can't run a business of any sort without making a profit. In fact, the more profit you make, the more clients you can serve. And so we, 10 years ago, embraced the concept of social enterprise. Social enterprise is where you bridge traditional nonprofit work with traditional business work. And we decided it was time to start making our own money and not be dependent on others. Introducing the Refuge Coffee and Cafe. We started 6 years ago with 3 goals in mind. First and foremost, generate a profit to support our work. 2, provide vocational training and confidence building to our clients. And 3, raise awareness of who we are and what we do. We also believe that if we really are going to do this, we need to compete with the big boys. We need to take on the Starbucks head on. Why not? So we focused on the quality of our product and our customer service. You know, people may try your product once because you are supporting a social cause, but if they have a lousy experience, they will not come back. And so the result is we have built a brand that has allowed us to move into licensing agreements to open up more sites, and it's given us the opportunity to branch out and start selling our coffee wholesale. But I don't want you to take my word for it. Most people don't. We were recently named the best coffee shop in all of Arizona, by a national food publication, and this was based upon Yelp reviews and results. So see, it is possible as a nonprofit that you can compete with the big boys and win. But let me tell you what we see as our biggest reward. Meet Salito Henderson. Salito came to us several years ago when he landed at our veterans shelter for homeless men called Manna House. Salito had a career in the Army and the Navy, and after he left, he got into trouble with drugs. He was in and out of prison, and more recently, he suffered a stroke. At Manna House, we were able to not just provide shelter, but we gave him the support he needed to get well, become sober, and regain his confidence. That confidence led him to full-time employment at the Refuge, and I can tell you, he is the biggest reason why we get positive Yelp reviews. You know, he's not just an employee. We also have become his family. That picture of him with the Spider-Man stuff, that's his favorite stuff, by the way. That was actually the first birthday party he ever had, and he's in his 60s. So I want you to not just support us as an investor, but I want you to support us as a customer. And I want to conclude with a quote by St. Francis of Assisi, who said, "Start by doing what is necessary, then what is possible, and suddenly you're doing the impossible." Thank you.